The King's Son and the Ogress. There was once a king's son who was passionately fond of the chase, and his father had charged one of his viziers to attend him wherever he went. One day, the prince went out to hunt, accompanied by the vizier, and as they were going along, they saw a great wild beast, whereupon the vizier said to the prince, "Up and after yonder beast." So the prince rode after the beast and followed it till he was lost to sight. After a while, the beast disappeared in the desert, and the prince found himself alone, not knowing which way to turn. Presently he came upon a damsel weeping, and said to her, "Who art thou?" Quoth she, "I am the daughter of one of the kings of India, and I was journeying through this country with a company of people, when sleep overcame me and I fell from my horse, not knowing what I did. My people did not note my fall, and went on and left me, and now I am alone and bewildered." When the prince heard this, he had pity on her case, and took her up behind himself, and they rode on till they came to some ruins, when she said to him, "O my lord, I wish to do an occasion here." So he put her down, and she entered the ruins and tarried there till he became impatient and went in search of her. When he was ware that she was an ogress, and heard her say to her children, "O my children, I have brought you today a fat youth." "O mother," answered they, "bring him to us that we may browse on him our bellyful." When the prince heard this their talk, he trembled in every nerve, and made sure of destruction, and turned back. The ogress came out after him, and finding him terrified and trembling, said to him, "Why dost thou fear?" Quoth he, "I have an enemy of whom I am in fear." "Didst thou not say that thou wast a king's son?" asked she, and he answered, "Yes." "Then," said she, "why dost thou not give thine enemy money and so appease him?" He replied, "Indeed, he will not be satisfied with money, nor with aught but life, and I fear him and am an oppressed man." "If thou be oppressed as thou sayest," rejoined she, "ask help of God. Surely he will protect thee from thine enemy, and from the mischief thou fearest from him." So the prince raised his eyes to heaven and said, "O thou that answerest the prayer of the distressed when they call on thee, and dispellest evil from them, O my God, succor me against mine enemy, and turn him back from me, for thou indeed canst do whatsoever thou wilt." When the ogress heard his prayer, she departed from him, and he resumed to the king his father, and informed him of the vizier's conduct, whereupon the king sent for the latter, and put him to death. "And thou, O king," continued the envious vizier, "if thou put thy trust in this physician, he will kill thee in the foulest fashion. He, verily, whom thou hast favored and admitted to thy friendship, plots thy destruction. For know that he is a spy come from a far land, with intent to destroy thee. Seest thou not that he cured thee of thy distemper from without, by means of a thing held in thy hand? And how canst thou be sure that he will not kill thee by some like means?" "Thou speakest sooth, O vizier of good counsel," said the king. "It must indeed be as thou sayest. This physician doubtless comes as a spy, seeking to destroy me. And indeed, if he could cure me by means of a handle held in my hand, he can kill me by something I shall smell. But what is to be done with him? Send after him at once, and when he comes, strike off his head, and play him false ere he play thee false, and so shalt thou ward off his mischief, and be at peace from him." "Thou art right, O vizier," rejoined the king, and sent for the physician, who came, rejoicing, for he knew not what the compassionate had decreed unto him. As the saying runs, "Thou that fearest ill fortune, be of good heart and hope. Trust thine affairs to him who fashioned the earth and sea. What is decreed of God surely shall come to pass. That which is not decreed never shall trouble thee." When Doban entered, he recited the following verses. If all the thanks I speak come short of that which is your due, say for whom else my verse and prose I make except for you. You have indeed prevented me with many an unasked boon, blessed me unhindered of excuse with favors not a few. How then should I omit to give your praise its full desert, and celebrate with heart and voice your goodness ever new? I will indeed proclaim aloud the boons I owe to you, favors that heavy to the hack are light the thought unto. And also these: avert thy face from trouble and from care, and trust in God to order thy affair. Rejoice in happy fortune near at hand, in which thou shalt forget the woes that were. Full many a weary and troublesome thing is in its issue solaceful and fair. God orders all according to his will, oppose him not in what he prepare. And these also: trust thine affairs to the subtle, to God that knoweth all, and rest at peace from the world, for nothing shall thee appall. Know that the things of the world not as thou wilt befall, but as the great God orders, to whom all kings are thrall. And lastly these: take heart and rejoice, and forget thy every woe, for even the wit of the wise is eaten away by care. What shall thought-taking profit a helpless, powerless slave? Leave it and be at peace in joy enduring forever. When he had finished, the king said to him, Do you know why I have sent for you? And the physician answered, No knoweth the hidden things save God the Most High. Quoth the king, I have sent for you to kill you and put an end to your life. Doban wondered greatly at these words and said, O king, wherefore wilt thou kill me, and what offense have I committed? Yunan replied, I am told that thou art a spy and comest to kill me, but I will kill you first. Then he cried out to his sword-bearer, saying, Strike off the head of this traitor and rid us of his mischief. Spare me, said Doban, so may God spare thee, and kill me not, lest God kill thee. And he repeated these words to him, Even as I did to thee, O Ifrit, and thou wouldst not spare me, but persistest in thine intent to put me to death. Then the king said to Doban, Verily I shall not be secure except I kill you, for you cured me by means of a handle I held in my hand, and I have no assurance but thou wilt kill me by means of perfumes or otherwise. O king, said Doban, is this my reward from thee? You return evil for good. The king replied, It boots not, thou must die, and that without delay. When the physician saw that the king was irrevocably resolved to kill him, he wept and lamented the good he had done to the undeserving, blaming himself for having sown in an ungrateful soil, and repeating the following verses. Maimuna has no wit to guide her by, although her sire 'mong the wise ranks high. The man who has no sense to rule his steps slips, he the ground he treads wet or dry.